Hello, my name is Ben Lee, and we're going to look at the new DALI Utility tool that works with EG2S and TSI1 with the latest firmware of SCMD4. In the DALI Utility, the first step is to click the plus button and add a connection. Select the connection type. In this example, I'm using a TSI1. Input the IP address and the password. Once the connection is created, we'll then search that connection. It found the SCMD4, and then from there, we'll select the first line and it will scan that line. It did find an unaddressed device. So then we'll select this icon here for initialized unaddressed devices. Once we've initialized, we then want to synchronize that line. If necessary, you could select the trash can icon and set that device to unaddressed. So since this is an output device, we'll go ahead and select the outputs icon next. And notice that we have an indicator on top of this device letting us know that its group is not set. This flag icon will cause all the output devices to identify, or the flag icon below each output device will identify just that device. If we double click the device, we can now set the group number. Notice the group number is displayed above the device. So now that we've completed line 1, we can move on to scanning line 2 and select the line icon in the upper left. Notice on line 2 we found 5 unaddressed devices. So we'll select the initialize icon and then synchronize. Again, since these are output devices, we would go to the outputs icon and we would identify and then set our grouping accordingly. So now let's go on to line 3. Select the line icon in the upper left. And on line 3, we found 7 devices that we need to initialize and then synchronize. And notice these are input devices. So we have a sensor, some keypads, a couple of power packs, and another keypad. So if we go to our inputs icon, if we then go to identify our keypads, simply press the first button on the first keypad that you want to identify. So I just pressed the first button and this device identified. That device is a too large button. So I double click the device and I'm going to select the proper faceplate for that device. Would then continue on identifying the other keypads. Now that we've completed identifying and setting the properties of our keypads, we'll move on to the sensors icon. If we select the identify for this sensor, which happens to be an MTS sensor, it will flash red just as it did before. Then if we move over to one of our DALI power packs and identify that device, we'll get the tone to identify it. And if it's wired properly to a -R sensor, that sensor will flash as it did before. Double clicking any device will give you its type. So as you can see, the workflow on the DALI utility is left to right and top to bottom. It may be necessary from time to time to synchronize more than once, but don't forget when working in your input devices or output devices, it also may be necessary to refresh at times as well. It should also be noted that the DALI utility is only going to discover DALI type devices. So it's only going to discover SCMD4s. It will not discover any other devices on the CAN. Also, there is not a save feature. So if you close the DALI utility, you will have to create your connection again and rescan your SCMD4 or 4s again as well. I hope this video was informative, and thanks for watching.